we start with whoever is here. And once again, thank you for staying with us and for being here for us, for sharing with us, and for enabling us to share things. So me and Joan are going to initiate this Q&A. So we actually are going to have the question to the dancers and performers who had this unique opportunity of confronting their practices with the audience. It's a classical question. How was it for you today? For those who arrived late, I will just remind that what we have performed and what we have seen was the effect of 1 week-long residency in Burdong, in Mazury, and during this week, and sharing exchange of practices and experiences between 6 choreographers and dancers from Scottish Dance Theatre and 6 Polish independent dancers and performance happened. So the effect was not necessarily a performance, but also a living laboratory of exchanging different practices. So they had the opportunity to show them to the audience and to share them with the audience for the first time and probably for the last time, because it was such an experiment.
Yeah, I can start. It was really different. For me, I led the focusing at the beginning, which is a very internal practice and really intimate practice. So I think it really I'm not sure how much that was relatable when people were watching. I mean, I think people could see, but it shifts the context, and I think it's really it's a different thing. I think that I was it was the first time I've ever tried something like that, I would say, to reenact or be with the practice whilst being watched. So there's this relationship to whether I was doing a lecture demonstration or doing the practice. So I think as if I'm looking at this experiment, and I think if I did it again, I think I would maybe invite more of the audience into the practice itself, and maybe want a bit more time or something for a deep practice, so that people really experienced it for themselves. It's meant, the practice in itself is meant to be experiential. So watching it is different, but So I found it really enlightening. And it was really interesting to shift what that was like when we were all together sharing practice, to shifting it and sharing practice in front of people witnessing practice. So it was an interesting experiment, I think. Yeah.
Anyone else want to have a go on that? The experience of today? I have another question for you. We've been in residence kind of in quite an intense environment, right? Living, eating, practicing together, lots of discussions, conversations, trying to sort of find ways of working together. And so I wonder, is there anything that you're taking away, or have you had any insight on being together, living together? Has that been a huge challenge? Has it been a lot of fun? Has it I'm curious about the sort of working at being together or being together.
I will try to put it in some words. for sure I'm taking from this new understanding actually about what we are doing. I felt I more understood as performer and dancer that I really try out human body in different ways of being, different conditions, and it's intentionally, it's for purpose, it's aware. So somehow I felt we are really testing the possibility of being now in the future as human beings together. For me, it was amazing that we didn't know each other. I knew a bit two people, but in the same time, because of, I think, some qualities, techniques, I don't know, other things, I felt with you familiar, and we truly built this community where I was shocked about my behavior because it was different from like usual, I would say. I was stepping out many times, but I was in total harmony. I was letting things happen that I was surprised that I let it happen. Before, I would love to be efficient immediately. And here I really have this time to land out and really feel and experience what actually we do. So I felt also somehow I came back to core of dance, which is not maybe fancy movement, but the real bodily experience. I don't know, I'm trying to put it in words, but for sure I bring from this experience new perspective, and I think I have a really clear mind about what I can do in the future. I have the clear understanding what does it mean that I create dance and I create movement. I think I really have a possibility to create human experience and explore possibilities of being in the body among human beings and nature and in culture. So shortly, it's from my side.
I'm taking me as a better person home, like being with you people and to live some so many practices that we did. I think it's so rich and so fulfilling experience that, yeah, it's kind of, I'm really surprised that it's so powerful, and it had to take time. Like I didn't see any opportunity to skip any of these steps we took, and yeah, it's very extraordinary experience for me. Yeah.
So, yep.
Okay. Wypowiem się po polsku, więc Agnieszka, jeżeli to jest dla ciebie ok, bo nie wiem, czy wszystkie osoby tutaj na sali, może część po prostu nie rozumieć też. Okay, thank you. Jest jakiś taki rodzaj dla mnie wyjątkowości tego procesu, bo mam
poczucie... for me, what makes this process extraordinary?
Mam poczucie, że scenariusz wydarzeń naszej rezydencji mógł mieć naprawdę mógł się potoczyć w 1000 różnych sposób.
Is that I feel the scenario of the residence could have gone in 1000 different directions.
Ponieważ spotykają się osoby, które jakby są też z różnych miejsc, z różnych porządków.
Because this was a meeting between their people from different places, different walks of life.
Z różnymi doświadczeniami,
experience.
I jest tam w tym coś niesamowitego, że przez te kilka dni, będąc na rezydencji w Burdongu, stworzyliśmy w moim poczuciu jakiś rodzaj takiego siostrzano-braterskiego jakiejś przestrzeni, w której mogłam być z tym, z czym jestem.
It's incredible that over these few days at Burdong, we were able to create a space of sisterhood, of brotherhood, a space in which I could be.
I miałam poczucie, będąc w tym wykonie dzisiejszym, że jestem bezpieczna z tym, jakby z tym ciałem moim, jakim jestem dzisiaj, z tą kondycją, jaką jestem dzisiaj.
And when performing today, I felt I was safe in the body I'm in today, in the condition I'm in today.
I to przyniosło po prostu jakiś rodzaj radości i otworzyło właśnie jakiś taki rodzaj bycia, który daje właśnie jeszcze więcej, że to jest jakiś taki, trudno mi teraz to słowami ująć.
And that gave me this joy, this way of being that's like something more. It's hard for me to express.
Ale też możliwość bycia w różnych praktykach, które prowadziły różne osoby, albo w tym, co stworzyliśmy, i możliwość takiego wirusowania, bycia w różnych energiach, w różnych jakościach.
But the opportunity of trying out the different practices and the being like a virus, being in different conditions, different modes, different stages, qualities.
Tak, a z drugiej strony jakieś poczucie straty, bo właśnie mieliśmy oczywiście jakieś powiedzmy ramy czasowe, które w poszczególnych praktykach nas w jakiś sposób ograniczały, a miałam taką ochotę się porozpływać i myślę, że ten rodzaj bezpieczeństwa bycia w grupie, która poprzez ten czas, którą zbudowaliśmy, jakiś rodzaj relacji, troski, wsparcia, słuchania siebie, widzenia siebie i bycia.
Then there was a sense of loss because the practices, all the elements were limited in time, and you wanted to expand it, you wanted to dissolve, to take it further, and this sense of caring, of being supportive was so relevant.
Tak, i może po prostu tutaj postawię kropkę.
Maybe I'll just end it there.
Maybe this is a good moment to also open to the floor if you have any comments or questions or feelings about what you experienced tonight, what you saw tonight. Just put your hand up and we'll bring a mic to you. And if not, I'll ask another question.
Hi. Oh my God. Okay, I have a question about the future, because it's all about the future, but when I was here experiencing it with you, I felt like it's more about the presence and the present time. So I was wondering, what's your take on the future then, in all of this research you've been doing? And that's my question. Thank you.
It's a $1 million question. I think when we were preparing for today, we wrote this thing where we talked about the future being futures, like multiple, many, because I suppose, there's 12 people in here. We all have such different backgrounds, different practices, different lived experiences. So it feels like the first thing is like it needs to be futures rather than future. But then we wrote this thing about them being also imperfect and empathetic. And one more thing. Multiple. Yeah. So I'd say it's more of it remains an open question, but I think I have a felt sense of what I wanted to feel like, if that makes sense, after having gone through all of this process. I wonder about other people sitting here, if you'd like to add. Yeah.
I think, in a way, you're right. The present was really present. Also because we, unconsciously, I think, commonly we thought what is already there that we want to bring with us, or we want to meet with more new eyes or something like this, because we didn't know each other. So I think there was a bit like, what's there? What can we build on? So, yeah, like a future that starts from next second and not necessarily in 200 years.
We've been in the forest for the last week, and so this is also something that I think I've learned from being in the forest of the forest and the forest of this group, that there's something about like the definition of the word culture also being like the medium in which you grow things, and for me the activities that we've done have been like valuable in their own right, but also valuable as a way of like building a culture, building the potential for future growth. From the forest.
Okay, any more questions, comments, feelings, doubts?
I think I just wanted to say thank you for offering such beautiful presence and awareness and understanding. And I feel like while watching this call, I really felt like living a sort of magical, kaleidoscopic landscape of a dream. And it was just so very deeply felt. And I wanted to say thank you and ask whether there were any specific mental images or feelings that you were connecting to during this call. Yeah.
So a question around images that you might have been working, collecting, feeling that came through while you were performing the final score? Yeah.
Personally, I didn't have an image, but I definitively use one of the practice to jump in quite deep, quite quickly, because the score is short and it starts from And so I was using a Kieran approach to like, with the subject of abortion, where do I feel it in my body? How does it feel? And so the image emerged. It's not like an image that shows. So in a way, yes, but through a practice.
Yeah, because I was thinking it's something like like that it arrives, something for me that it arrives once I start to dive in the score, that within time it changes my body state, as if I am connecting with something that I cannot really comprehend what I do, but at the same time, I believe that or my approach to life is really to try to connect with different people, with their problems, with their minds, to really connect and constantly go through these invisible walls that we have, and visible, and those just because we are different, and I'm not having access to heads and bodies of others. And then for me, it's a bit like this, thinking that maybe there's possible meeting point. And sometimes even the most far, people that are the most far, maybe there exists this meeting point on like a magical level and on a, real level in many different ways. I believe this somehow.
Today I was thinking about producing energy that can be helpful somehow in this case. And it was different because the first time we did it, it was solidarity with Palestine, and in that case, I felt like I pray through dance, and I'm really like my whole body feels it, and yeah, I experience emotions and everything. And in this case, it was more intellectual to movement.
Yeah, I was thinking about giving my body parts autonomy, like with very fragmented way, and through music there was like some something connection with the whole world. Like it's like even the telepathic way to embrace it, and yeah, so it was very powerful.
We have to wrap it up. The whole world is telling us from every corner. We have signs that we have to finish. So thank you again for your wonderful presence and for being with us for this unique occasion. And let's take all these discussions and thoughts and suggestions and ideas to the cafeteria where you will be able to find us. See you soon.